Hello everyone and welcome to Holistic Healing with Deepshikha. In today's episode of our Open Mind series, I want to talk about an emotion that we all encounter at different moments in our lives. Jealousy. It's something that recently surfaced in my own life and I thought it would be valuable to explore this together. Jealousy is a universal emotion. We all feel it at some point. Sometimes we are able to catch it early, redirecting our thoughts towards gratitude for what we have. But there are times when jealousy can take hold of us, making life feel heavy and overwhelming. It's a powerful emotion, often misunderstood but deeply human. And if anyone claims they've never experienced it, I would say that they're either a natural born monk or perhaps not being entirely honest. So, now that we've established that this is one emotion that can have a significant impact on our lives, let us explore what jealousy really is, why we feel it, and how we can transform it into something positive. Jealousy often gets a bad reputation. It's an instinctive response that has roots in our evolutionary past. When we experience jealousy, it's usually because we perceive a threat to something we value deeply, whether it's a relationship, a job, or even our own self-worth. This emotion can trigger feelings of insecurity, fear, and inadequacy, leading us down a path of negative thinking if we are not careful about it. But here's the thing. Jealousy itself isn't inherently bad. It's how we choose to respond to it that determines whether it becomes a destructive force or a catalyst for growth. When we feel jealousy, it's like a flashing red light on our emotional dashboard, signaling that there's something deeper that needs our attention. The first thing to do is to acknowledge the fact that as a human, we are susceptible to such emotions. Often, we try to suppress or ignore these feelings because they make us uncomfortable, or we fear that they'll reflect poorly on us. The general perception around an emotion like jealousy is that it is bad. And because you feel it, you are bad. Period. Very rarely do we try to understand the underlying reasons for it. But like any other emotion, jealousy needs to be acknowledged and understood before it can be managed effectively. Recently, when I faced this emotion for a day or two, I kept wallowing in it. I let my thoughts get better of me. And to tell you the truth, I even let myself indulge in a little storytelling and self-pity before I realized what exactly it was that I was feeling. And I was amazed at myself. Why amazed? Not because I think of myself as someone who's above such emotions, but because I could identify the feeling. And that is always the first step towards resolving these unpleasant emotions. So today, while you listen to this episode, take a moment to think about a time when you felt jealous. What was the situation? Who or what was involved? And most importantly, what was it that you felt you were lacking or at risk of losing? Understanding the root cause of your jealousy can help you gain insight into your deeper needs and desires. Once the source of our jealousy has been identified, the next step is to reframe our thinking. Instead of viewing jealousy as a sign of inadequacy, we can choose to see it as an opportunity for self-reflection and growth. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to teach me? Is it highlighting an area of my life where I need to focus more attention? Or is it revealing a part of myself that I've neglected or undervalued? For instance, when I felt this emotion, I also got the realization that what is mine cannot be taken away, no matter what. And what isn't mine will never be mine, no matter what. And this realization brought in a feeling of peace along with it, because I could let myself be comfortable in the knowingness of the fact that this life is always fair. We always get what is meant for us. And somehow, I was no longer jealous. Only grateful that as an individual, I am now in a space where I can identify my emotions and address the source from where they are originating. Another example could be that if you find yourself feeling jealous of someone's success, it might be a sign that you're not feeling fulfilled in your own career. Rather than letting that jealousy fester, it can be used as motivation to explore new opportunities for growth or to pursue your own goals with renewed energy. Now let's talk about how to use jealousy to propel yourself forward instead of letting it drag you down. The first one is perspective. By shifting your perspective, jealousy can become a powerful motivator rather than a source of resentment. Another important aspect of managing jealousy is practicing self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when we experience jealousy, but beating ourselves up only adds to the negative cycle. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel this way and that it doesn't define who you are. Remember, everyone experiences jealousy at some point, and it doesn't make you a bad person. What matters is how you handle it. By approaching jealousy with compassion and curiosity, you can transform it into a tool for personal growth and self-awareness. It's also essential to cultivate gratitude in our lives. Jealousy often stems from a place of lack, feeling like we don't have enough or that we are not enough. But when we focus on what we are grateful for, it shifts our attention away from scarcity and towards abundance. Take a moment each day to reflect on the things you're thankful for, no matter how small. This practice can help rewire your brain to focus on the positives rather than the negatives, reducing the power that jealousy holds over you. Finally, open communication. If your jealousy involves another person, whether it's a partner, friend, or colleague, it can be helpful to talk about your feelings in a calm and non-confrontational manner. Expressing your concern can often bring clarity to the situation and prevent misunderstandings. It can also help you build stronger, more trusting relationships by addressing issues head-on, rather than letting them simmer beneath the surface. Remember, jealousy is when you count someone else's blessings instead of your own. And with this, I come to the end of this episode. Jealousy can be a complex emotion that we all experience, but it doesn't have to control us. Remember, emotions are not our enemies, they are simply messengers, and by listening to what jealousy is trying to tell us, we can lead a more fulfilling and authentic life. Thank you for joining me. I hope this episode has given you some new perspectives on jealousy and how to manage it in a healthy and constructive way. Until next time, stay open, stay curious, and keep growing. Thank you.